I had a lady contact me with several SVG files that she wanted to know if I would fix for her. And I thought I would do a video to show her how to do it, or how I would do it. So here's one of the images, and if you look up close, you'll see that it's not very smooth. It's, you know, these are hanging over. So in order to fix all of that, the first thing I'm going to do is ungroup it. And it says that I have 2 objects selected, but if I ungroup it again, it says I have 11. So I always ungroup until it says no groups down here, and then I can deselect everything. Now, each one of her letters are separated, so the first thing I'm going to do is draw a box around those, and do path union. But when I do path union, then it fills in my E. So I'll Control Z out of that and select them all again and do path combine. And when I do that, then they're fine. Okay. Now each one of these are separate as well. So I'm going to hold the Shift key and select all of those, and I'm going to do path union. And it didn't look like those filled in anywhere, so that looks good. Now what I'm going to do is grab this bottom layer, and I'm going to right click and duplicate that, and I'm going to have it selected, hit the letter D to get my dropper, and you can also get your dropper here, but make sure that whatever it is that you want to change the color to, that you have that selected, and then click on the color that you want it to be. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that over a little bit. I'm going to take these 2 objects and I'm going to do path difference. Okay, and then I can layer them on top of each other. And now I truly only have 2 objects. Okay, I have this one and I have this one. All right, so that fixes that. Now, in order to fix all of this unevenness, first of all, let's select them both and go to our Align and Distribute and center them on a vertical axis and a horizontal axis so that they're even again. And then I'll deselect everything and I will select this blue first and go to my node editor, and all of these nodes down here is unnecessary. Okay, so I'll just grab them and start deleting them. Now when you get these handles with these circles, if you hold Control and click on those circles, it will put them back inside their nodes essentially. So that takes care of that. And then I have some stray ones down here, so I'll left click, drag a box to select those and hit delete. Now these are pretty uneven as well. What you can do is grab a square and rotate it till it lines up pretty straight across the bottom of those. And then you can hold your Shift key. Well, first I'm going to duplicate that and I'll flip it horizontally and I'll move it over to that side because I'm going to have to do the same thing over there. So I'll select this and I'll select the blue part, and then I'll do path difference. And that gave me a straight line. It doesn't look like it because this color blue is all uneven, but this color blue is straight across now. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on this side as well. And you don't want to cut too much of it off, you just want to get it even. I'll hold the Shift key, select that other color, and do path difference. And then I can go back to this blue color, and I probably would get rid of all of these because I've got this one to this point here, and then I can drag this down a little bit if I want it to be rounded there in the front. But then I would probably delete all of these as well. And all that does is give me a straighter border, if you want to call it that, along the bottom. Because you're going to layer this one on top, so you want to have a little bit there. It doesn't have to be a lot, but I would have some anyway. Okay, and then as far as the sides go, because this color is hanging over, I would probably select that, and actually I'm wrong. It's this blue that's hanging over this blue. So let's see where it's at and just bring it up. You can delete this. You don't need all of those nodes. Okay, but as you can see, this isn't very straight either. So probably what I do is take this off and straighten this out first. That's probably your best bet. Okay, so let's go to the node editor and click on this. And we don't need all of these nodes. We need one at the top or two, and one or two at the bottom. So I'm just selecting them and hitting delete on my keyboard. And then I'm going to hold control and click on all these circles. And if you're not getting the circles, then what you should do is make sure that when you're in your node editor that you have this show Bezier handles of selected nodes highlighted. Okay, and if you don't have your toolbars up here like I do, you have them over here, go to view default and you'll have both of these up here, and you're snapping over here, which you want turned off anyway. You don't want anything highlighted here. And to turn it off, you just click on this top button here and it turns them all off. Okay, so this is pretty straightened out now. You can actually delete these four as well. You really only need one at the top and one at the bottom to make a triangle. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm making you dizzy here, but I have to get around. So go ahead and delete all those. Hold control and click on my little circles. So now I have a pretty straight line. Now I can grab this and put it on top and then start adjusting. Let's select it and let's center it first. And then you can better see what's hanging over, what's not, what needs to be fixed, what doesn't. Okay, so these are some nodes here that can be deleted. And then when you do that, hold control and put your circles back into the nodes, because otherwise you're going to have, it's not going to be as straight as it could be. Okay. And I just move these around until I get them back out close to the side. Make sure that this blue isn't hanging over this blue like this one is here. Just move it back. And all I'm doing is left clicking and moving. You can do more than one at a time. And you see I can't get on that node because I've got all these circles here. So I'm going to hold control. I'm clicking on them, but they're not moving. Those are. I don't know where those are all coming from. There must be, yep, there's another node under there. There's several. Okay, well, that's going to cause a problem when you're cutting. I don't know how these triangles were made. I'm thinking with the Bezier tool, and they could have been made and cloned, and that would have given you a better design, but I'm gonna just go with what I've got here. And just continue to move. Oops, wrong one. Control Z. Continue to move these back. Well, there we go. This one can be deleted. Okay, so these two don't need to be here. And those are inside. Zoom in. See that has a little lump there? Just delete that. This one has this here, delete that. Hold Control, click on your circles. You can grab it here also. You don't have to use it by the nodes, but can you see how these are leaving a whoa, what's going on here? Oh, okay, this is a problem. So let me Control Z back to where I was. Now I'm going to use the eraser. I'll just grab the eraser, zoom in here, and draw, left click and draw a line to separate those so that I can now go back to my node editor, zoom way in, and delete those nodes. Click on that circle and click on that circle and go back down here, and I'll select all of these nodes, but I got ones that I didn't want. So I'll hold Shift key and click on those to deselect them, and then hit delete to get rid of that one. All right, delete that too. Now you can select those and move them closer to the side. And I think I'll delete that one. Delete that one too. Move this one a little closer to the side. You really only need, you should only need 4 nodes here, one here, 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 and here. But I don't know how she designed this, so I know that she is new to Inkscape. And I may make a video. Well, actually, I think I have a video on tiled clones. That's how I would have made these. It would have made it a lot more uniform. So that's good enough for that. Make sure I have kind of a good curve going on down here. Actually, these are far too low right here. So let me go back, and I'm going to go ahead and select all of these and deselect this one by holding Shift and clicking on it. And then I'll just push those up. And then maybe select these, bring those back down a little bit. There we go. Okay, so now when she layers it, she's just got 2 layers and no scraggly lines. It looks much better. And her text. So I'll move that back to the top, select it all, shrink it down. Because as we all know now, Design Space doesn't bring things in even as well as it did before. So there you go. I hope that helps you get through some of the editing anyway. Thanks for watching.